everybody, and welcome to What's Up, Cuz. I'm your host, Jason Palmer, along with my real-life cousin, the coach himself, Lance C. Irvin. Cuz, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing good, but I just happened to cut on Facebook and I said my cousin has stirred the pot again, boy. I love my cousin Jason Palmer. Everybody knows that to watch the show, but my cousin will write some stuff to get you thinking, and he'll write some stuff to get you. Oh, here we go again. Here we go again. All I'm gonna say is, what's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us. Jay, I think I got you today. Normally you come in with your jerseys on, so you got the socks. I think I got you today, Jay.
I think you got me today, too. I was not expecting you to go foreign on me. You went completely foreign. I'm wearing white socks, and you're wearing an Olympic Uganda jersey. I don't even know how you got Uganda jersey or why you try to represent, but I think you try to look like this guy right here.
You know what? That might be the gold medal winner right there. So, bright minds think alike. But, my brother-in-law, Pastor Derek Rice, he travels the country. And, he travels to other country, and he blessed me with a gift from Uganda. So, he bought this back. This all the way from Uganda. My brother-in-law bought it back. So, Derek Rice, appreciate the jersey. And I had it for a minute. And I just said, since it's the Olympics and our track and field team sucked. So I said, let me wear one when somebody actually won an event.
Yes, yes. And what's scary about that is that Uganda won the same amount of gold, actually won more gold medals in men's track than the United States did, which is pretty damn bad. The United States won the 4x400 men's team, got a gold medal, and then our shot putter got a gold medal. I don't know who he was, but dude was throwing the little ball. He kept breaking world records every time he was throwing it. So, that's all we did. The women kicked ass on the track, but the men's track, as we talked to Sudie Davis last week, they got a lot of work to do, so we'll see how that goes.
I got to talk to you about that too, Jay. I got it whenever we got a minute and stuff like, why has the relay team been doing so bad over the past 10 years or so? Like, I don't know. I'm hearing they didn't have enough practice this year. The squad need to be, with each other longer so they could bond, and I don't know, but something has to change, doesn't it?
Something's got to change with the men's track team. They've been bad for a while. They used to be a sport that the United States would really dominate in the Olympics. You can go back to Michael Johnson and Carl Lewis, and we've always had a really competitive men's track program along with our women, but it just wasn't there. It just wasn't there for this Olympics, and we'll see. But I do know this. They caught some heat this time. They got the track community was not happy with them. And so they kind of lit into them. So I'm expecting there will be a lot of changes within USA track and field in that men's program.
Did you hear what Carl Lewis said
yes,
about
I
that?
did. Yes, I did.
No leadership. Guys running the wrong legs. I was like this. Oh, my.
Yeah, Carl did not hold back. So I was glad to hear him say that. People a lot of times think, and I'm not going to get too much on that subject, but it's a different generation of athletes without a doubt. But sometimes they got to be coached hard and be pushed. And I think too often what we're seeing in all these sports is that these coaches are going soft on these athletes. And, it's everybody gets a trophy generation. And we're starting to see what happens when you do that. Because I can guarantee you, China and Russia don't give a damn. They gonna push their athletes, and the rest of the world is gonna do that too. And we've seen that the United States has become vulnerable in a lot of sports. That we used to not be vulnerable in, and I think a lot of it is because of the way we are training our athletes. So, with that said, let me welcome everybody to the show. You're watching What's Up, Cuz. If you are watching us on the Sports Zone Chicago app, we appreciate that. And you can download that Sports Zone Chicago app on Amazon, on Google Play, or on the Apple iTunes. Go ahead and download the app. That'll give you access to all of our shows. Let's go right into this Olympics thing with the basketball, though. You want to start with the women or you want to start with the men? Where you want to go?
Younger cuz, you know what? Let's take the young ladies first. Let's go women first.
Sounds good to me. Ladies first. The United States women's Olympic team won their 7th straight gold medal. And our girl, Dawn Staley, gets a gold medal as the head coach of the women's team this year. they were dominant throughout, Lance, throughout these Olympics. They kicked butt, just like the women's basketball team usually does. But to be able to sustain this amount of success over this longer period of time is really something I find pretty phenomenal. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're right on that, Jay. And one thing it seems like to me, it seems like on the women's side, the women's best players actually want to play. And I think they have some continuity. Diana Taurasi has like 20 gold medals. Sue Bird has like 20 gold medals. So it seemed like some of their best players want to play. They actually had young ladies that was good enough arguing about not making the team. I shouldn't say arguing, but mad that they didn't make the team.
That's
So
right.
I'm happy from them. Dawn did a great coaching job. First of all, she's a really good coach, but also our size getting the people too. Anytime you have somebody like Brittany Griner, you have Aja Wilson, it's a size. Brianna Stewart like 6'6" herself. So the size advantage was so different in the game, in the gold medal game. You was like, there's no way that. And they beat a very good team. Like Japan did an excellent job moving the ball, but at some point in time, if I have more talent than you and I'm taller than you, come on now. Brittany Griner had 30 points.
So let me ask you this, Glass, because I hear it all the time. Coaches say all the time, you can't coach height.
You can't coach size, Jay, and I'm gonna break it down like this.
Because Japan, the poor little women from Japan, they tallest person was like 5'7".
Jay, if that y'all's playing 5'7", right? Brianna Stewart is 6'5", 6'6". I can do the same thing you do, and I'm 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 inches taller than you. At some point in time, my height, my talent is gonna weigh you down. I don't care how good you are. It's just gonna weigh you down. Like Kevin Durant. I'm gonna stay on women. Like I said, Brianna Stewart, Brittany Griner. Brittany Griner, like what, Jay? She's like
6'8".
She's 6'8". They have no answer for that. So, and I mean, they did a great job. Like I said, well coached. The guards, my girl. I love me some Jewel Lloyd. I think Jewel
Chicago's
Lloyd is. I remember coaching against her in high school with Corey. With Corey, think she's a great player. Skylar Diggins, Smith. I mean, they're just a well-rounded team, Jay. But they just have more talent than everybody else, and they know it, and they have consistency. So from top to bottom, their team was just better. But I was happy to see like Sue Bird and DT say this is their last go around, so some of the other ladies can have an opportunity to play.
Well, and actually, Diana Taurasi said, "I'll see you in Paris." Now, Sue Bird said she's done, but Taurasi at the end of the gold medal game said, "I'll see you in Paris." And there was already a lot of controversy about that. We talked about that with our guest Lene Harper about a month ago, when we said, because they didn't even put Candace Parker on this team, and everybody thought that was a slight. So this is going to be very interesting, Lance, to see what the women's team does going into those Olympics in Paris. Because remember, it's only 3 years away now. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they do. I personally would like to see some more people get the opportunity because we do have the talent here. I think Taurasi has gotten 5. I think that's more than enough for her. And I'd like to see some of the other people who didn't get a chance to go this year go. And remember, when they did that exhibition game against the WNBA All-Stars, they lost that game.
Bonner and some of those other young ladies, they telling you they want a neck in them. They want to be on the team. And then also, Jay, I think Dawn Staley said this was her last Olympics.
Yeah,
she like 2008 or whatever. She said this is her last one, so they're gonna find a new coach. But like you said, Jay, they should probably share the wealth around a little bit.
So let's talk about Dawn Staley a little bit. So Dawn has now won a gold medal as a player. She won in '96 in Atlanta. She also won as an assistant coach. She got a gold medal on the assistant coach teams when she worked with Gina Oriema. And now she's got a gold medal as the head coach. She also has an NCAA championship at the University of South Carolina. So I'm going to ask you this, Lance. Is the next stop for Dawn Staley the NBA?
Jay, I'm not gonna say it wouldn't be or it shouldn't be, right? She's done an excellent job everywhere she's been. She's a proven winner. And one thing about Dawn is I think she has the right temperament to coach in the NBA. She could be fiery, she could be understanding. She's a proven winner and she knows and understands the game. I mean, Byron loves her. Mac talks highly of her. I met her a few times. She seems like a stand-up person, and you cannot underestimate her coaching, right? Because she's
Mhm.
been winning, and that's key. And I think she's won enough where players will listen to her. What's your
Mhm.
thoughts on her?
So here are my thoughts on that. I was watching the Bulls Summer League game today. They were playing against New Orleans,
Uh-huh.
and one of the bench coaches for New Orleans is Teresa Witherspoon. She's one
Hmm.
of the assistant coaches. A lot of the NBA teams we're seeing the female service assistant coaches. Becky Hammond down there in San Antonio with the Spurs. I think the next path for Dawn Staley is for her to get an assistant job somewhere in the NBA. And I don't think we're too far away from seeing a woman become a head coach of an NBA team. I don't think we're that far away at all. I think we'll see it maybe within the next 3 years, but
Hmm.
definitely within the next decade. I definitely think Dawn has got the respect. Because here's the thing. Everybody loved Dawn Staley. We
Hmm.
all in the same generation. All the dudes, we all loved Dawn Staley because she could play and she was cute. So
Hmm.
everybody had a crush on her. So, then we saw what she did in the Olympics. And then when she played in the WNBA, she got in when she played in the WNBA. And then when she's done with coaching, she definitely knows the game. She can relate to players. And I think Dawn Staley is going to immediately get the respect of men if she walks into that locker room as a coach. So I think that's probably the next step for her. I can see her getting an assistant coaching gig somewhere.
Our girl Anisha Curry, that's played in the NBA. She's a member of our Be Ready family. She just
Mm-hmm.
got a job with the Portland Trailblazers a couple of weeks ago. And talking to her, I mean, she's a great person and she could really break down the game. And she's in the NBA now. We have women officials in the
Mm-hmm.
NBA and been having them for a while. So at some point in time, I could see the barrier being broke where a young lady has the opportunity to actually be a head coach in the NBA. Becky Hammond coached the Spurs. She coached the game. I think last year, the year before, Jay. I'm
She
not sure,
did.
but I know
She
she
did.
coached the game.
It was
She's
a day
been in
when
summer.
Pop got thrown out the game.
So she took over. And then, like, she coached the summer league a couple of years ago, and I think she won the championship. So it's just a matter of time, Jay. We have men coaching primarily women's sports. So at some point in time, somebody will break the threshold, I think.
Yeah, I do too, and I really like Dawn. I think Dawn Staley is going to be that one of those people who breaks that glass ceiling. I think Becky Harrell will probably be first, but I
Hmm.
think Dawn Staley. Well, here's the thing. I think once one gets that job, we'll start seeing a whole lot more going for it. So
Hmm.
kudos to Dawn Staley and the women's team and just going out there and coming back with a gold medal for the seventh straight time. So that was the ladies. And just to give everybody an update, tonight's show, we are going to focus primarily on basketball and the Olympics. And we're going to talk the Summer League. And our guest today is going to be an assistant coach at Montana State University, Kenneth Moses. He's going to come on and talk to us about some Kevin Durant stuff that he talked about. So he made a really good point and on Twitter. And I reached out to him, wanted to know if he'd be interested to come on the show and talk about it. He was like, yeah, just let me know. So it was a kind of last minute thing, but he said, yes, I will definitely do it. So he's going to be here representing Montana State. And we're going to talk a little bit about Kevin Durant and his legacy in just a few minutes. So everybody stand by for that conversation. But let's transition over to the men's basketball team, and Kevin Durant and those guys. It was shaky. It was very shaky throughout this Olympics and leading up to the Olympics, and we were all kind of nervous about this team, but they gutted it out. They pulled it out, and they defeated France in the gold medal game, and they are returning to the United States with a gold medal. What do you think of this men's team, and what did you think of their performance in the gold medal game against France?
I think, Jay, when they started off right, people were on the guys saying, saying all the stuff we were hearing about them. But don't forget now, Chris Middleton, Booker, they didn't really True Holiday, excuse me, they didn't get there until like the day of the game almost. So they really had limited practice time, right? So So the chemistry really was not there early on. And they had a size disadvantage basically because we were playing against some pretty good teams that had some size, right? But I like the way they came together. They never got down on each other than we heard about Pop needed to maybe call some different plays, but they really weren't like going nuts and stuff. Then at the end of the day, one of the baddest dudes in the planet said, "Okay, I'm hearing a lot of talking. I'm gonna show y'all who's the best player in these Olympic Games are right now at this point." He put the team on his back. When they needed a bucket, who got the bucket? Kevin Durant. And it was just a matter of time before Dame got going. And that young up and coming killer, Jason Tatum, got going. And in the end, when they needed to stop down the stretch, which in the championship game, Fournier had 28 the game before, right? When they beat him, it's like Fournier. He was 5 for 15 in the gold medal game. And you know who they put on him, right? They put that dog on him. Drew Holiday started guarding him, right? It's a whole different animal. So shout out to him and his defensive awareness. They actually made some threes, and Pop adjusted when he had to, and they won the gold medal. And Draymond Green does a great job too, Jay. He might be undersized, but toughness comes through too. So I think they did an excellent job winning the gold medal. But the other teams are coming now, Jay. The other countries now, France, Australia, they have some talent now.
So this is what I noticed about that gold medal game. France was doing basically what the USA women was doing to Japan. They were just going down low. They were just trying to just bang us completely off the court. And you know me, I like the big man game. I think basketball was always a big man sport. And then Golden State kind of flipped it up a little bit on us. And, you know, a lot of the colleges started running, 4 out, 1 in or 5 outs. And so I think basketball in the United States started looking more like European basketball in many ways, where you had big guys who could shoot. And I kept saying, eventually, this stuff going to flip back, though. Somebody going to figure it out and say, I need a post player. Or if you get 2 post players, you can run high-low. Eventually, somebody going to figure it out and say, okay, keep running all these small people out here. I'm just going to bang you to death and get you in foul trouble. And that's basically what France did. And so I think, the United States, we've got to constantly keep up with the changing of the game, and we've got to start setting our team up appropriately. So there was a great article on Yahoo written by one of their senior sports writers, who asked, should we change how the USA men's team is selected? Because right now it seems as though we're almost like begging guys to play. And so in the article, he said, we need to get people who we don't have to beg, people who want to play, take a couple of our really good college players, along with some of our up-and-coming NBA players, like, say, a Pat Williams of the Bulls or something like that, and let those guys go, because we'll have a better connection with the team itself. Because right now, it just seems like we all are just expecting them to go and beat everybody by 40, and that's not the case.
Yeah, that's a good point, Jason. I was going to ask both of you guys about teaching the big man game again. Is like, because you hear about a lot of guys, at least I do, a lot of younger guys, a lot of younger, bigger guys. What's the dude from Phoenix? Aiden.
DeAndre Ayton. That's him, DeAndre Ayton.
You hear about these guys having to go outside of their own team or of their own circle to go find help, become learning the big man game. And I just find it weird. Like, why isn't there somebody that's teaching at least very minimal stuff to some of these NBA players, and they had to go figure it out on their own?
That's a good question, Ivan. I know Bill Walton has always had his big man camp, and people will go there. I don't know if he's still running it, but that was always a camp that people would go to. But Lance, I think you could really tackle this question. Why are we not seeing that post game in the United States anymore?
That's a great question, and I'm interested to ask Coach Moses when he jumps on Whitefield. But I think his guys still teaching the big man game, but also you got to have guys that actually want to go down there and be big guys. Like, we have guys 7 feet trying to shoot. It's okay to shoot jump shots, right? but I don't think it's as bad as people making it to be. At the end of the day, I think most teams want somebody who they could go down, throw it down low, and get a bucket. As you see with the Bucks, Giannis wasn't shooting all those jump shots. Brook Lopez, when it came time, yes, he could shoot threes, but even in that series, he was punishing guys up under the basket too.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's still being taught. You got guys who really want to be guards because they see all the glory that comes with shooting threes. Like, how many kids you know say, man, I just want to go post up? It's not just about posting up. And the funny part to me, Jay, is this. Most guards, if you really look at them, we could post up.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. Kyrie Irvin to take you to the block. Holiday take you to the block and punishes you down there. So most guards really want to post up. It's just we see 7-footers want to drift out to the floor. And you see coaches like you talked about, okay, man, I would let you drift, but at some point in time now, if you got the size advantage, whoa.
Yeah.
Go back, go inside and weigh them out. Rudy Gobert is not shooting jump shots.
That's
He
right.
almost got them a gold medal yesterday.
Yes, he did.
He was not drifting. So, like you said, the stuff goes in cycle. Is guys still teaching post up like I teach post play? The footwork for guards and bigs basically is the same. You got to understand your strengths and want to do that. And even when you spacing the court, somebody still could get you a layup.
Well, you know what? The other thing I saw, though, Lance, is that when France lost that game and Rudy Gobert was kind of sitting there on the bench crying, I think now what the United States really need to understand is that the rest of the world no longer, they don't want this consolation prize of, well, we played a good game against the United States. Oh, we made it close against the United States. No, they want to win now. They're out there to win. And we have to be able to match that. And, you know, and that's why I said what I said earlier in the show. I'm very concerned with our generation of everybody gets a trophy in all sports. I really am. I just think we are really setting a bad precedent for our kids in sports here in the United States with this everybody's, you know, nobody can do nothing wrong. You can't never yell at a player. Okay. All right. Try that on the international stage. You know, I think we've gotten so soft in the way we treat our athletes, and it's going to come back and bite us in our ass. And people can disagree with me. I don't have a problem with that. But I'm telling you, I'm seeing it because I'm already seeing it on the lower levels of sports when I'm out there reffing. And it's going to come back and bite us. So we'll see. France came and gave us a hell of a game. I was glad to see the men pull it together, though, and get that victory. What did you think of Zach LaVine's performance and his limited playing time that he got throughout the Olympics?
I thought Zach looked like he should be a consistent all-star. In those games he played, he made the three. I think he led the team in three-point shooting, or at least close to it. He attacked the rim like he wanted to. And the best thing that Zach did where he cannot fool us anymore, and he was guarding some other pros, Zach played defense. So, Zach, don't come back to the association acting like defense is foreign to you. Zach was all like Zach in the stands. And I'm like, no, Zach played defense. No, you can't fool me, Zach. You fool everybody else, Zach? You're not fooling me, Zach. Zach, you have been exposed because you played defense.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that, but yes. So when he comes back to the Bulls, you are now expecting Zach to play some damn defense, which that's interesting. We're gonna have to really watch that.
Watch the games. Fought his way around screens. I didn't know Zach could stay in the stands for longer than 5 seconds. Was in the stands. He played defense. Just watch.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Folks, if you want to be interactive with the show, please go ahead and send us your questions or comments. Or if you're watching us on Facebook or if you're watching us on YouTube, go ahead and put it in the comment section there. We'll try to get to your questions and comments as much as we can. So let's talk about one more thing from the Olympics. Allison Felix. Felix got a gold medal with the 4x400 relay team. And she finished in 3rd place in the 400-meter individuals. So she got a bronze and she got a gold. And she has now surpassed the guy we were talking about earlier, Carl Lewis, as being the most decorated track and field Olympian. Allison Felix now has 11 Olympic medals. Just real quickly, your thoughts on Allison Felix.
How can you not be happy for her? Seriously, my thing about her, I was happy and proud of her because her daughter had the opportunity to watch her mother run. And I believe this, Jay, if you see it, you can do it. Look how hard she had to work, Jay. She was extremely happy when she won a bronze. She was ecstatic when she won the gold. So at the end of the day, I'm happy because her daughter had the opportunity to see it. And she has to be tired, Jay. I mean, you win 11 gold medals. Allison Felix, take a great vacation on your husband. Enjoy it, because I know that body's like, whoo, I'm glad it's over. Because, Jay, you know she had to push herself. She was pressured. You know, I mean, she been in this seemed like the last 20 Olympics almost.
Yeah.
So shout out to how she performed, and she's coming back home with some medals.
Her first Olympics was in 2002. And she said this one was the hardest for her. She had just had her child in 2018. She had a lot of people don't notice she had a pretty tough pregnancy. She had to do an emergency C-section. The baby didn't know if the baby would live. Allison was having some complications from her pregnancy, and she was having some health issues. And then, Nike did the stupid thing when they dropped her, and that became a big thing. So she had to start her own brand, and now that thing is blowing up. So I think, Allison is one of those women that we definitely have to hold up. She's definitely a shero out there for what she has done. This was her last Olympics. She made that quite clear. She may compete for the World Championships next year, she said, but she's probably about done. About 35. Yeah, it's about, it's time to go ahead and chill.
Allison, go out with your gold medal, Allison.
I heard
Call it career. You go out on top with your gold medal. Go out biting your gold medal like everybody else.
Yep. I agree. So before we bring on our first guest, we're going to go to our jump ball segment, and we'll wrap up our Olympic talk somewhat.
Man, what's the question?
Jump ball question. So jump ball, the way it works, if this is your first time watching, Lance and I take opposite views on a question that Irvin puts out there for us, and we each have 60 seconds to defend our position on the question. And Irvin, I hear you have a very good question for us today.
What crazy ASS question do we have today?
Let me not start the clock first.
And I'm going first today because I'm tired of whooping my cousin. He always going first. I'm going first today. What crazy question do we have today? Will the Cubs ever win again?
The question is whether or not you would take a share of a gold medal. I know that they had was it the high jump, Jason, I believe?
The high jump, yeah.
The high jump, there was the high jump competition in the Olympics was split between Italy and Qatar for the gold medal. So the question is whether or not you personally, during a competition, would take a share of the top prize, whether it be a gold medal, trophy, what have you.
You know what, Ivan, that's a tough question, right? The younger Lance Irvin would have hit you with the hell no. I'm not taking the share, but the older Lance Irvin, as I really think about it, I would take a share of it. You know why the main reason I take a share of it? It goes to the word money. It depends on how much money I have tied in endorsements. If I get a gold medal, come home with the gold, how much money do I get in my bank account? So I'm going to play it safely because you don't want to sit there like, I had a chance to win a gold, and then I come home with the bronze. Now you beating yourself up. So I'm going to take my share of the gold because it's only so many gold medals being handed out, and old Lance going to be at the podium and biting his shared gold medal, happy that he has a gold because everybody not going home with a gold medal. So I'm getting a gold medal, and I'm getting extra money in my pockets.
All right, sounds good. Jason, your 60 seconds starts.
You can definitely tell my cousin is getting old because he getting soft. Ain't no way in hell I'm going to sit up there and share a gold medal with you. Fool, we about to jump this thing off. Here's the thing. The official came to them. He said, look, y'all can either do a jump off because they ended in a tie. He said, y'all can either do a jump off and we'll decide it, or y'all can both take a gold medal. Them fools was like, yeah, we'll share it. They ain't even play rock, paper, scissors for the damn thing. I mean, come on, dude. This is a competition. And this is my problem with this past Olympics. Nobody was willing to compete. People were bowing out. Oh, I got mental stress. Oh, my man Djokovic, the tennis player. Oh, my shoulder hurting. I don't want to play for the bronze medal. I'm just gonna go home. Are we competing or not? And you saying about the money involved, Lance, yes, that's the problem with the Olympics now. Everybody is worried about the money, and they're not doing it for the sport of the competition. There were some excellent examples of sportsmanship, but it's just gotten out of hand. You go to compete. People are not competing anymore, and that's my problem with it.
Man, you know, I my quick 2 cents. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna agree with Jason. I get the money part, Lance, and I get you get to keep your gold medal, but at a certain point, you gotta know to yourself: Am I the best? Am I the best? Am I? Is he? Can he touch me? Can this other person touch me? You gotta figure that out at a certain point.
Ivan, put us all on the screen together. Ivan, put us on a big screen. I could tell you two y'all just whatever. All right, have you guys lost your damn minds?
No.
Jason, how many gold medals do they hand out?
1. Well, apparently 2. Shit.
No, well, what if there was a 3? What if there's a 3-way tie?
Right.
Have you guys seen anybody biting a silver medal or bronze medal?
Well, no.
So I get to go home. I done worked my ass off. I'm not playing rock, paper, scissors, nothing. I'm taking my gold medal, putting it in my bag. First, I'm going to bite it. I'm putting it in my bag, going home with the gold medal.
But it means you're not the best, Lance. It means you're not number 1.
That gold, it's a fraudulent gold.
It's a fraudulent gold. It's like kissing your sister. It's a damn tie.
I'm in the final 2. It's 1,000 countries trying to win a gold medal. I'm the best in the country.
So Michael should have met with Carl and been like, "Hey, you know, Carl, we both here. We both got it. It's game 6. You know, what if we got to a game 7? It's like it's game 7. Let's go ahead and quit. Let's go ahead and just say, hey, we're going to share the title. Would you accept that, Lance? Let's go share the title. Carl, Carl and Michael Jordan are going to go share an NBA title because Michael is a little nervous about him losing, and Carl's a little nervous about him losing. They don't want to lose their spot.
Ivan, do you realize who you're talking to?
I do.
It's the damn Washington Wizards with Michael Jordan had a chance to tie the championship. You think Mike wouldn't have took that trophy home?
That's a different
team. As the Wizards was?
Hey, man. It's supposed to be the best competition in the world, Lance. It's not everybody gets a damn
36-year-old Allison Felix asked her. She would have took her gold medal home. That's a tough question, but how much money involved, Jay? You the investigative reporter, Jay.
That's a lot of money.
36. Jay, it's a lot of money tied up, right?
It is, because the advertisers, you know, they gonna give you the money if you got the gold medal, not the silver medal.
So I go home with a silver.
So basically, they split the gold medal and endorsements and all that. And you know, if they smart, they'll blow it up like, oh, see, this is the new sporting. I couldn't do it. If me and you are tied in something, dog, trust me, we about to go at it.
Hey, Jay, a 34-year-old Jason Palmer, right? Come home with a silver medal. And you think Mama Irvin gonna tell you it's not about the money? Oh, it's about money, Jay.
But
you know what? Smile with your gold.
I will take that silver medal because that means I earned that silver medal and that I competed and that I lost, and I can deal with losing. And I think that's the problem with some of the people in this generation. They not comfortable with losing. They just don't want to lose. And I don't want to lose either, but through losing is how you learn how to win. And it builds your character. So I'm about the competition. I want to get out there and compete. They decide to split the gold medal.
Hey, man, I done came in 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. I'm 35, 36. I got a chance to take my gold medal home. Forget what you talking about. I'm not feeling that. Because in the end, Jay, let me tell you also in the end, how many people going to say, oh, they shared the gold medal? Nobody goes 2 days from now. 2 days from now, 3 days from now. People ain't going to be whispering, oh, he shared the gold medal. They going to see the gold. Half the people don't even know. I didn't know until we brought up the jump ball question. Yo,
I ain't thinking about you, Lance Irvin. All right, we got to take a commercial break, and then we're coming back with Coach Kenneth Moses, and we're going to talk a little bit more basketball.
Sharice, your cousin lost his mind. Sharice, your husband lost his mind. There's money involved these days.
All right, we're going to take a commercial break, and then we'll be back on What's Up, Cuz.
Right now, the COVID-19 vaccines are available to millions of Americans, and soon they will be available to everyone.
This vaccine means hope. It will protect you and those you love from this dangerous and deadly disease.
I want to go back to work and I want to be able to move around.
To visit with Michelle's mom, to hug her and see her on her birthday.
You know what I'm really looking forward to is going to opening day in Texas Ranger Stadium with a full stadium.
We've lost enough people and we've suffered enough damage.
In order to get rid of this pandemic, it's important for our fellow citizens to get vaccinated.
I'm getting vaccinated because we want this pandemic to end as soon as possible.
So we urge you to get vaccinated when it's available to you.
So roll up your sleeve and do your part.
This is our shot.
Now it's up to you.
Welcome back, everybody, to What's Up, Cuz. I'm your host, Jason Palmer, along with my cousin, the coach himself, Lance Irvin. And, you know, it's been raining all day up here in the Chicago area. It's been cloudy, storming. As soon as I get here to do the show, here comes the sun. So I'm about to get blocked out by the sun here in a minute, but I'll make it work, cuz it just lighten our features a little bit more. So I'll make it work. But hey, speaking of a big sky, have you ever been to the state of Montana?
You know I have. I actually won in Montana State. I won there a couple of times, Jay. I've been there. Big Sky Country at Idaho. I'm gonna tell Coach Moses we used to whoop up on the Bobcat.
Okay. Well, yeah, I've been to Montana. I went out there to referee in a volleyball tournament a couple of years ago. Montana's a beautiful state, man. It really is. And when they say big sky, they ain't lying. You got to see it for yourself when you get out there. So, you know, I encourage people to travel and see this beautiful country in all these different states. And Montana is a really cool state. You can go out there and just chill and just enjoy nature. So, but hey, our first guest, he is the assistant basketball coach at Montana State University, and he's going to come on and talk to us about Kevin Durant. He started a little bit of a controversy, so you know that means he's my kind of guy.
Oh, I like him already. I like Coach already.
So he posted something on Twitter about Kevin Durant. I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely got to get this guy on the show. So let's bring him on. Kenneth Moses from Montana State. Coach Ken, how you doing, brother?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Man, what's up, Coach? Great to meet you. Do you guys have that new nice arena out there?
No, they're renovating it. It should be done here maybe next year, next summer. This time they're renovating the locker rooms. They might add on a little more to our arena, but here in the next year or so, there'll be some additions to our gym.
You know, before my cousins start grilling you, you and I have something in common. Do you know somebody named Brian Mullins?
I sure do. I think you know him as well.
What's up? Great to have you on. But I can't wait, Jay. Go ahead. I want to hear what Coach did because I missed that. What'd he do, Jay?
Yeah. So let's get right into it. So, Coach Ken, you posted something about Kevin Durant and in relation to his legacy and what you thought of it. Go ahead and tell everybody what you posted.
All right. Well, mind you, guys, I don't tweet. I really don't tweet ever. I don't remember the last time I actually tweeted out something. But after watching KD go for 29 and 30, it dawned on me that, yes, he's the greatest scorer ever. Not the greatest player, but greatest scorer ever. And I'm not going to back down for that. I firmly believe that.
Okay, so now the question is out there. Now, he has said that Kevin Durant is the greatest scorer of all time. He didn't say the best offensive player. He didn't say the best all-around player. He didn't say the best defensive player. He said he is the greatest scorer of all time. Now, you know, people go, I can play devil's advocate. We can throw Bernard King out there. We can say Michael Jordan. We can say Kobe. We can say LeBron. There's a whole lot. Wilt Chamberlain, even though wasn't nobody else his size during the time, but okay. That's a pretty bold statement there, Coach. Lance, would you like to respond to that statement from Coach Ken?
You know, Coach Moses, he can score. Love Kevin Durant, but my mind, first I went to 37,000, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I went to him and Wilt. Anytime Kareem, that hook shot was unstoppable. He could score it anytime you threw it to him. And the same way about Wilt. They changed the rules because Wilt was bigger, he was strong, he was dunking on guys. But you had me thinking hard about KD because one thing that they couldn't do, they could go off the bounce. I mean, they couldn't go off the bounce. KD is going off the bounce. KD is shooting threes. KD is posting up. KD is running the floor. That's a tough one. My man saying Wilt or Kareem, but I'm not. I can't kill you on saying Kevin Durant, but nah. Was he better than MJ? What are you basing it on, Coach? You gotta help me understand. What's your theory about? Talk to me.
His skill set's unmatched. So he can dribble, pass, and shoot. There's not one hole in his offensive repertoire. There's not one. He can dribble better than most point guards in the NBA, and he's 7 foot tall. He can shoot over his left, right shoulder, fade away, 15 foot. He can come off ball screen, shoot from 40. He can score in the post. He's athletic. He can score without the ball. You can put him on any team, and he'll find a way to put up 30. Like, you can't say that about many people in the game of basketball. Even when you talk about Michael Jordan, he wasn't a three-point shooter. He had that hole in his game. Now, he could do a lot of other stuff really, really well or great, but there's not one hole in Kevin Durant's game.
So what was the hole in Joe Larry Bird's game? Because you know you get an argument from the Larry Bird fans. What would you say about that?
I don't think there was a hole in his game either. I think he could dribble, pass, and shoot as well. I just know Kevin Durant could pull up from 40, and he doesn't need to play off the bounce. He can actually catch it, and he can catch it, turn over either shoulder, score it that way as well. You can't contest his shot because he's 7 foot. There's nothing you can't double him because he's 7 foot tall and will still shoot over the double team. There's nothing you can do that Kevin Durant doesn't have an answer for.
So what about Kobe? My cousin Jason brought up Kobe. Now you gonna get it. Kobe post up, left shoulder, right shoulder, left hand, can bring it up, shoot it, give it to you like you want it. So
How great was he off the bounce shooting the three or shooting the three in general compared to KD? You're talking about KD shooting. KD at 7 foot that plays like a guard is shooting 49% from the field for his career. Same with Michael Jordan. But the biggest difference is Kevin Durant shooting dang near 40% from three, and MJ shot at 32% from three. It's a big gap. And mind you, MJ took 4 more shots per game than KD.
So, Coach Ken, you do realize we're a Chicago-based show, right?
Unfortunately, my favorite player is LeBron, so we're not even going to talk about that. Hey, God forbid I would have put on Twitter LeBron's better than MJ, which I'm not saying that now. Oh, my God.
This is a Chicago-based show, Ken, and when you start, saying MJ got a hole in his game, you got to be careful, man. Chicago, violent city, man.
That's why I don't go out there much.
Hey, Coach, and I like to argue too, but now you did hit us with facts, though. Facts don't lie. I love me some MJ, but when you put up the 3-point shooting stats now, I knew the numbers already. That's where I'm like with your research now. You're spot on with stats though, and then like I said though, that's a strong argument. That's why I'm looking like what? KD?
He's 7 foot, guys. He's 7 foot. Like that's the part that's crazy to me. He's 7 foot and he plays like he's a 6'2" guard in a sense of how he scores the basketball. He can do it with his eyes closed and he's efficient.
So Ken, let me ask you this.
He's also a free throw shooter too.
Oh, will he go down? Will he lead? Will he be the NBA's leading scorer? Because you know how when it comes down to it, people come up and say, this is the leading scorer. We still waiting for somebody to pass Kareem. Can he pass Kareem? Because LeBron might get there. And if LeBron gets there,
KD's a better scorer than LeBron. KD's a better scorer than LeBron. Will KD ever get there? I don't know. I think KD plays into people who want to say MJ's a better scorer. I think KD's a little more unselfish. Not saying MJ was selfish, but MJ will look at you and be like, all right, y'all don't got it today. Y'all sit back. Just watch me work. So I think with KD averaging I think they said it's like 18 shots per game. I could see that going down here in the next 4 or 5 years. I don't know if he'll catch him, but when you're just talking about offensive repertoire, no, KD's untouched. Amani Bates might be the next closest thing, and he has a long way to go just because Amani Bates is 6'11". But outside of that, I mean, you're literally talking about a 7-foot dude who could play the 1 through 5. No hole in his game, not one.
Let me ask you this. In the game right now, who's the next closest scorer to Kevin Durant?
I'm going to throw a name out there. Luka Doncic. If he gets his three-point shot right.
And you like Luka, Lance. I know you like Luka. You talk about him all the time. You talk about him all the time. You know, it's very interesting. You know, it's very interesting, Coach, because I think a lot about Anthony Davis. No doubt a great player. But, you know, such size and his ability to be able to handle the basketball for his size and score inside and outside. But I would definitely say Durant is better than Anthony Davis when it comes to just being a pure scorer, partly because Anthony is always hurt. But that's very interesting. You know, so that's why I had him on the show, because I was like, I gotta find something I can argue with this guy about.
What up, TV? But Jay, here go the thing, though. Like, you just said something, Coach, where he might not get there because now he's back with Harden and he's back with Kyrie. So I think you're spot on with the size, with the ability, but people go to championships and overall numbers, right? You know, when they base it on who's the best, who's the best. That's what might hold them back. But with that being said, though, I can. But MJ, that's your biggest argument gonna come from the old school people like myself, Kareem, Wilt, MJ, Larry Bird. But he is 7 feet tall, could go inside and outside, and he might stop his own self because he's playing with Kyrie, he's playing with James Harden, whereas MJ was always the number one fiddle.
True.
Kevin played with Steph. He was the number one fiddle, but he's sharing with Klay Thompson. He's sharing with Steph.
So let me give you this counter argument though, Coach. And I think you're making some great points, but let's think about the eras too that Kevin is playing in. You know, everybody knows that the NBA now,
it's
defensive wise, is almost like an option. Whereas MJ was putting up 35, 40, 50 points, and he was getting mugged every single night. Whereas Durant, he's not getting that sort of physical abuse that MJ had to take up. And if there's anything I would say is that he's playing in an era where offense is rewarded. It's rewarded with them being able to get to the free throw line as much as they do. It's rewarded in the fact that they don't really play the defensive sets like they used to. It's rewarded in the fact that, hell, you can play zone in the NBA now. You know, you couldn't do that when Mike was there. So that's my right. You couldn't hand check. So that's kind of like my pushback on it. What is your response to that?
The screen freeze. I want to hear that.
Did he freeze?
Yeah,
there we go.
I think when you're great, I think you could play in any era. I mean, you can hand check KD all you want to, but he doesn't have to pound the ball to score. He can shoot over any shoulder. He's going to survive and be a great scorer because that's what he does. He does that in his sleep. So he can do it in any area you put him in. You can be as physical as you want, but when you don't need to bounce the ball to score, he's unguardable. And as physical as they want to be, you know, when you're a great offensive player, you love the physicality because they'll let you do whatever you need to do. Cool. You're forcing me to my left. I'll spin to my right shoulder. Get to the left. I'm good. I'll be able to get to where I want to. So I think he could survive and play in any era and be just fine and still average 28, 30 points in his sleep. Now, the whole MJ deal, I get it. I understand. I respect it. I think I can't argue with you if you say he's the greatest scorer. Obviously, for his career, he averaged 30 points a game. I get it. But the way KD scores the basketball is unmatched. And in this era, and I don't know this for a fact, I'd have to look it up. I don't think KD gets to the free throw line that often. I don't think he's a James Harden. I don't think he draws these fouls to get 30 points and hit 20 of them at the free throw line. I really think his skill set gets him at least 3/4 of his points every game.
I think kind of like you said, Jay, with all the freedom of movement now, you know, when Jason brought up the basically it was like Bad Boys. I loved him. When you getting pounded each and every day, do you think his body could take a pounder from Dennis Rodman one night, Dennis Johnson the next night? You
Xavier
driving
McDaniel.
down Xavier McDaniel, you driving down the lane, and Bill Lambieri coming at you with a forearm to your face. Do you think his frail body? I'm not saying he's weak, but Kevin is built different, right? Can
Yeah.
his frail body take the pounding that we used to take? Like we said, though, Charles Barkley tried to hit Tim Hardaway so hard one day. I mean, Tim had to move. Tim dropped the ball and was about to fight him. So, Jay, you brought up interesting points, Jay, about the physicality. That's what I'm saying. Some of the other guys like MJ played in the era where we know what he can do because the basketball was so physical. Nah, hell, you could drink a cup of coffee, go in there and lay it up, and they'll let you just go in there and lay it up.
Yeah, and I think that's the danger when we get to comparing eras and players, is that the game is evolved, the game is different. So I think Kevin Durant.
If I could, sorry, Ken, if you could hear us, if you could just log off and then log back in, it might. Oh, there
There he is.
There
There he
he
is.
is. Okay,
Yeah. So I just think I agree with what Ken is saying. I do think the great ones can play in any era.
True.
My only question is, would Durant be as effective? Would he be as effective back in the 90s as he is today with his scoring? And I just don't think he would be as effective because it was a much more physical game. And I think they would have put him on his ass as much as they could. But I do think, he's right. Durant would definitely score. He could score in any era. Without a doubt. So I just think it's a really, really good argument that he's making here. And, before we let you go, Ken, Lance and I were talking earlier about the big man and, what France did to the United States in that gold medal game. They were really trying to pound them. When will we see a resurgence of the big man here in the on the college level, even down on the high school level? I just don't see us here in America really focusing on it as much. Is that something you think we'll be seeing a change coming forward?
Well, I can tell you this: in Montana State, we throw that ball inside. That's what we do here. So you'll see it from us all the time. But it's funny you asked that. I was talking to a good friend of mine, Lester Stewart, literally 2-3 days ago.
Lester.
And he asked me a question and I couldn't even really answer it. He goes, "Who's next big man up after AD? American, big." I mean, maybe Andre Drummond, but that's a big drop off.
DeAndre Ayton.
I mean, we were really
go
trying to.
Ayton next.
But I believe that Ayton's going to play for, I forget where he's from, what country he's from, but he's not going to play for the United States in the Olympics.
I believe he's from the Virgin Islands, if I'm not
So
mistaken.
if we're just talking about straight Americans,
US.
I couldn't really name. Yeah, I couldn't name really any next bigs that were American. And it goes to your guys' point. It's something that's not emphasized. Everybody wants to play on the perimeter now. Everyone wants to shoot the ball. Everyone wants to dribble the ball, partly because of guys like KD, partly because of guys like Dirk, people forget Tim Duncan posted up really well too before he started shooting those 15-footers. But I mean, I think that's just the way the game has kind of gone. And I think coaches like spacing, and I think coaches like the ability that for guards to get downhill, to get in the paint without having a big step up. So I think it's more so on the coaches. I think it's something that we lack and we have to do a better job of teaching. Like I said, we do it here. We have a big 6'11" guy named Chris Haslam on our staff. Played at Wyoming, but I mean, if it's up to him, we'd have 13 bigs on our team. So it's going to be emphasized. It's going to be emphasized here. And I think it's an American culture thing where we're teaching our bigs to play more so on the perimeter than getting their butts down on the block. But I also think the kids nowadays, they want to play on the perimeter. They want to expand their game.
Interesting, because our guy Io, he playing with a big down there at U of I and Kofi, but Kofi he's got Nigerian background. Lance, am I correct with that?
You think so? Yep.
Yeah. So and while I'm saying that, we got to be careful because Nigeria is building something. they're building something big over there. And the NBA Africa program is going to be huge over there. We're starting to see more Nigerian Americans play here. And Nigeria is going to be that next international team that the United States is going to have a problem with. Give them another, 4 to 8 years. We're going to have a real problem with Nigeria. And we keep dissing their players that ought to be on the Olympic team here. They're going to start playing for Nigeria. We're going to have a problem.
I think, Ken, like you said, and so I had to Google something real quick. I think from straight USA, James Wiseman and Jared Allen. Them the only two I could really think about with an inside post game. Wiseman's long, athletic. He doesn't shoot jump shots yet. Let me say yet, because everybody, and he can from 15 feet, right? Mm-hmm. But other than those two, Brook Lopez shooting threes now. That's a great conversation you and Lester was had. Shout out, Lester. I'm going to give you some credit, Lester. I'm not going to give you too much, Lester, because your head going to swell up. But that's a great point. We talking about true American centers. Joel Embiid is not from here.
No. Well, and like you said, I think you said Aiden is from the Bahamas. So, right. I mean, it's Slim Pickens out here. And this is the thing with James Wiseman. I mean, he needs to put on more weight because the European bigs just aren't only skilled. They are physical as crap.
Yeah. Like even
they are
Clint Capella. Is Clint Capella from the States? I don't think Clint from here. Maybe
I don't think he is.
No, Jay, that's a
sure.
great question.
Well, you know how I know how bad it was. So, Coach Ken, I used to referee basketball. I retired from basketball about 5 years ago. But there was one time I was doing a game. I was doing a girls varsity match. It was a blowout. It was like a 30-point game. So in the fourth quarter, I didn't really care. There was a center on one team who attempted to do a hook shot. She just attempted it. And I called a foul on the defender just because I was so shocked that somebody did something different. Because I was just impressed that the young lady actually tried to do something different than what I'm used to seeing over and over and over again. And both her and the defender laughed. I said I had to get on the free throw line because she did something that I ain't seen in 10 years. So, that hook shot, Kareem, he made a killing out of it. How come we're not seeing that no more, Lance and Ken? Why y'all not coaching that to these kids?
Like I said, Jay, we are coaching it, and you got to have kids that's going to buy into it. GV, what's up? Xavier Bishop, huh? Xavier Bishop goes to Montana State, huh? Is he still getting baskets? But anyway, what, Jay? It's tough, and I think Xavier Bishop played at Missouri, Kansas City. Left-handed Xavier Bishop would score that ball, Jay. But I just think, Jay, we got to continue to teach it and coach, but also these parents got to want their kids to post up too now, because you go home and tell a kid he only can play 5, and their parents go say, I'm transferring. But at the end of the day, I still tell people all the time, when you need a basket, it's easy to throw the ball up under the basket to get a layup.
Right. That positionless basketball word's gotten to a lot of people's head. No one wants to be a true anything, to be quite honest with you. I mean, everyone, I'm a 1, but I can play the 2, or I'm a 2, but I can play the 1, or I'm a wing, but I can play the 4, or I can 4-5-5-4, same difference. So I think that positionless basketball word has kind of been thrown around a lot, and that's kind of hurting the bigs. The bigs want to be known as 4 now. I can stretch. I'm a stretch 5. I'm a stretch 5. I'm not your traditional big. So I think we also have to be careful with what we're saying and the words we're using, because these kids are running with it.
Yeah, well said. Ken, I got a question for you though, Ken. I got a question for you. Would you share a gold medal? I'm putting you on the spot because you like controversy. Would you share a gold medal in the Olympics? You got 30 seconds.
I got it. I'm gone. I'm gone. I ain't worried about it. We tied, whatever. I got gold.
Oh, God.
Period. Point blank, period. Now, you ask my boss, Denny Sprinkle, hey, you'll have a jump off for about 10 hours. Whoever went, he does not care. Me, I'm taking the gold and I'm up out of there.
Why you taking your gold and out of there, kid? Tell me why you taking your gold and getting out of there, kid.
I done busted my butt for 4 years, 4 years, just to get to this point. And you're telling me I got gold And you want to tell me that one of us two had to jump off to figure out who's going to truly get gold? Nah, I'm good. I'm that guy. I'm petty. I'm walking away. I'm petty. I'm walking away. And I don't care what you have to say about me because I'm going to wear that gold chain around my neck everywhere I go.
Wow. All right. Well,
Yep,
and
I'm
on that note,
I'm getting your number from Lester, kid. I'm getting your number from Lester. You can call me whatever. I want another jump ball. I'm happy.
Oh,
Ken
Lord,
broke the
I
tie.
can't believe this. All right. Well, Coach Ken out there in Montana State, hey, man, thanks so much for joining us today. We really
Go
appreciate it.
Bobcats.
Best of luck to you out there in Montana, man. And keep tuning in on the show, man. We really appreciate it.
Appreciate you, kid.
Will do. Thank you for having me.
All right. That's Kenneth Moses, everybody, from Montana State. So we got a few more minutes left in tonight's episode. We want to wrap things up and go to a couple of quick things. So we mentioned it earlier, but our girl, Ashley Johnson, former guest here on What's Up, cuz she is the goalkeeper for USA Water Polo. And Ashley got a gold medal. And she played her ass off in that gold medal game. She was saving everything. The United States blew Spain out in women's water polo. And Ashley sent me a photo of her with her gold medal for us to share with all of our viewers for being here on What's Up, cuz, we've been keeping track with her ever since she was on the show. She stays in contact with us. She said Tokyo was beautiful, a great time. And she's not sure if she's going to try for the team that's going to play in Paris in 2024, but she now has her second gold medal in water polo. So she sent us this beautiful photo of her from Tokyo, and she didn't have to get a tie to do it, Lance. She legitimately won hers.
Oh, here you go, Ashley. I'm not going to dismiss my girl, Ashley. Ashley was great. I'm not going to talk about the share. Ashley was dominant in the net. She was dominant. I think they won like 15-4.
Yeah, they blew Spain out. Yeah, they lost one game. They lost one game to Hungary during the Olympics, but it was in the prelims and in the medal round. They just handled their business.
Her instincts are incredible. Please get Ashley back on the show. Please get Ashley back on the show. She was great. Hey, Jay, and you know what? And you know what we got to talk about one day?
What's that?
The Big 12, Pac-12 alignment. Because
I tried to tell you.
You said that to me. Ladies and gentlemen, my cousin called me or sent me a text. I can't remember because we talk all the time. Hey, cuz I'm telling you, the Pac-12 and the Big 12 and the Pac-12 are gonna do some talking. I said, come on, man, cut it out. You right about that?
And I wouldn't be surprised if the Big Ten and the ACC are already talking about doing some stuff. College landscape is getting ready to change. And it's basically driven by football, but it's also going to be driven by basketball. You're going to see these conferences going all over the place, and somebody ain't going to have no conference when the music stops. So it's going to be real interesting how they do this.
If the Pac-12 just takes Texas Tech, TCU, Baylor, and Oklahoma State, it's a problem.
Well, we'll see.
Can't say we'll see though, but I need to find somebody to talk about this expansion.
Yeah. So I'm going to try to get Kevin. I'm trying to get Kevin Warren to come on our show. He is the Big Ten commissioner. One of the reasons why I want Kevin on is because he's an African American commissioner of a Power 5 conference. How often does that happen? So I want to get him on and we can talk about some stuff. So I will see how quickly I can get Kevin on because there's a lot going on here, and I definitely want to talk to him about that. Hey, let's go to another topic. For the Chicago Bulls, sometimes it's called addition by subtraction, Lance. Did you know that?
Come on, Jay.
Our guy, Cristiano Felicio, is no longer with the Bulls as he signed a contract today with a team in Germany. And that big smile on Cristiano's face is not because he was a great ball player, it's because he got paid from the Chicago Bulls to be pitiful. And he got $40 million out of the Bulls, Ivan? How much was that contract? I think he got like 42. Let's look that up.
Did they buy him out? Did he get a buyout or his contract was up?
I don't care. I just know he ain't with the Bulls no more. That's at least somebody we can have sitting on the bench because Cristiano was terrible. They tried to bring this guy, and when they signed him to that long-term deal, he got like a 4-year deal or something. Everybody was kind of looking
4 for 32.
He had a 4-year, $32 million deal.
4-year, $32 million. $32 million guaranteed.
I'm not gonna call him terrible. I'm just gonna.
He got $32 million guaranteed, man. He guaranteed. I was like,
Isn't
what
life
are we doing?
isn't life good?
It's got to be. It's
Isn't
got to
it
be. Well,
good?
and it gets back to what we were talking about. And again, it's like our conversation. We're talking about the big man. You know, they're going to be a priority now. So if you can be as terrible as Feliciano, you can make $32 million. I mean, it's a whole lot of people who are going to go out there now and try that. You know, this is where you're going to reward people. So, but he's no longer with the Bulls. He signed with a team in Germany. So, you know, and I don't like to be cold about it, but good riddance because he was not doing nothing for us.
You read my mind, Jason. I'm cool with that. Hey, peace, love, and basketball, man. But stay your ass over there.
You see, I'm just shaking my head. You see, I said, isn't life good? If I'm Jay, sure. If I'm 6'10", 6'11", 7 feet, I'm working on post moves. 4 years, 32 million. Like they trying to make it an extinct player.
Yep.
But they understand that you need somebody when the 3-point shots are not falling. You need somebody who could get your layup in. Woo, 4 years, 32 million. I was happy. Ooh, happy for him.
Yeah, tell me about it. The other topic we want to talk about, going into our wrap-up session here, the Bulls today started their summer league play. I watched the game. They came on 2:00 today out there in Las Vegas. They were taking on the New Orleans Pelicans, and they lost. They ended up losing by about 17, which was actually kind of interesting because they were leading for most of the game. And then in the third quarter, they just kind of fell apart. But, you know, it is.
We got it. We had to get. I wish I knew somebody knew Swing Cash.
We got to get Swing.
Oh.
But the Bulls lose to the Pelicans. You watched the game too, just like I did. Just what are your thoughts? And trust us, we understand this is summer league. It was the very first summer league.
Summer league. I was right about Patrick Williams last year. He has the makings to be a very good player. Like I said, he did what he was supposed to do. I think he ended up with 20-something points. You could tell he's worked on his 3-point shot after the first game. We'll see later on with the rest of the game. Happy for Io. He did a great job on the playing defense. He was able to get over screens. He needs to continue to get better. I knew the offense was going to probably be a struggle early on after this first game because he hadn't had too many practices.
Right.
But we'll see later down the line. And the 5-man, I can't think his name right now. He's showing some promise. He attacked the basket. He finished it with strength. He has some length. So, and Devon Dotson. So I'll be able to tell more after like 2-3 more games. But Patrick Williams was definitely. You could tell he played started minutes last year because he wasn't playing with him.
Cool. All right. Our final topic for tonight's show. We got to discuss it. Ivan's going to be mad, but too bad. The White Sox throttle the Cubs AA team all weekend after the Cubs traded everybody, you know.
You called them a AA
so, because that's what they are. But here's my thing. So all the Cubs fans, why y'all join? Y'all know we didn't have no real major league player. Well, you had real major league players, and they wasn't shit either. So you traded them. So it ain't my fault that you traded the people who you thought were your best players. If your team bad, your team bad. The White Sox fan, we wasn't saying that when y'all were beating us the last 3 or 4 years when we were going through our restructuring program. Y'all were taking them wins like you 40 going north. So I don't want to hear no excuses from the Cub fan. And my guy Eloy yesterday with 2 home runs, this is going to continue to be the trade that the Cubs are going to regret for a very long time. You know, Eloy, he out there hitting home runs. He flipping the bat at the Cubs dugout yesterday. It was unbelievable to see what the White Sox did to the Cubs this weekend.
Hey, Jay, we could talk about the Cubs' lack thereof pitching. We could talk about them they not having players, but you did it to yourself. Like, anyway, KB wouldn't have played. Rizzo wouldn't have played because he had COVID. Didn't somebody have COVID anyway?
Rizzo does have COVID.
I mean, I hope he's feeling better. But Jay, like, when you lose, you lose. Take your butt whooping and keep it moving. But I hope, like you told me, Jay, I hope they got some good trade picks and prospects, and I hope they're gonna rebuild because they like 3 years away. Jay, they getting whipped by the Sox for another 3 years.
That's what I said.
Get some great
that's
trades.
why I said. That's why I said it's at least 3 years of ass whoopings they got coming. So, you know, I'll be there to, you know, put salt in the wound for the next 3 years as much as I can. But you know, it's just disappointing because you do want it to be a good series, but you know, it seems like we can never get these two teams where both of them are at the same level either both of them be bad or both of them be good. Just be even. So that
Last
the
year
series is fun.
they both made the playoffs last year, though, Jay. So
Right.
you like good, but the Cubs got outscored 21 to like 7 or 9 or something like that, and they gave us their best closer.
Yeah.
So you telling us rebuild, so you can't be mad because they know at the end of the day, every season the 44,000 fans running to the stadium still. And like I said, I like the Cubs. I'm a Sox fan. Everybody know I'm a Sox fan. But like you said, you want both teams to do good. Shout out to our guy Julian Green. I'm gonna call him, Jay. We gotta call him, try to get somebody on the show to talk about that trade. But because boy, I had to call you on that trade, Jay.
It was rough. It was rough. So we are actually going to reach out to Julian. We are trying to get Willie Harris, the third base coach from the Chicago Cubs, to come on the show. I think we're going to get Willie. He's also a member of the 2005 White Sox championship team. But I think we'll be able to get Willie. So, all right, we are going to wrap this show early tonight, as Lance and I both have some obligations we need to get to. But thank you all so much for tuning in to What's Up, Cuz. I think our guest, Coach Ken, he was great from Montana State. And we're going to see you next week here on What's Up, Cuz, at the same time, 6 o'clock Central. Until then, peace out.
Deuce.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun. We will march on to victory. We will march on to victory. Let us march on to victory. Hey.